When you finish a game of tennis or a gym session, you typically leave the activity behind and return to your ordinary life. Climbing behaves differently. It possesses a unique ability to restructure a person's entire world, dictating their wardrobe, their social circle, and their long-term travel plans. This all-encompassing identity is a historical anomaly. For centuries, scaling mountains like the glacier pictured here was a terrifying necessity, strictly reserved for war, survival, or high-stakes exploration. The speed at which this activity evolved from a dreaded hardship into a coveted way of life suggests a powerful underlying driver, a psychological motivation that only becomes clear when we look at how our modern environment has changed. Our current baseline reality is defined by abstraction. As we see with these pedestrians, daily life has become heavily digital and sedentary, a series of interactions that lack immediate tactile consequences. This environment created a psychological vacuum. We have developed a deep-seated craving for raw, physical reality, and the specific demands of vertical movement fill that void. This transition toward climbing as a personal, athletic pursuit took hold in the mid-20th century, finding its epicenter in California's Yosemite Valley. The minimalist lifestyle in the mountains stood in direct opposition to the corporate conformity of the 1950s and 60s. To the pioneers of the sport, the rigid structure of the modern office represented a world they were desperate to leave behind. This friction gave rise to the dirtbag climber. As this climber clings to the granite, you can see the core of the archetype, rejecting traditional status for an intense connection to the rock. Yosemite proved that a niche hobby could be weaponized as a successful rebellion against the pressures of industrial life. Beyond the cultural rebellion lies a biological anchor. Climbing impacts the brain differently than other sports because it forces a constant negotiation between risk, complex problem-solving, and fear. This creates a flow state, a psychological condition where the brain becomes completely absorbed in the present moment. In this state, the mental noise of deadlines and digital stress fades away, replaced by a single, expanding focal point. Gravity makes this state exceptionally powerful. Because a single mistake has immediate physical consequences, the brain tightens into a continuous loop of heightened focus. This feedback loop allows climbers to leverage fear to silence the overwhelming mental noise of the modern world. Eventually, the functional necessity of the mountains moved into the city. These survival tools, the ropes and carabiners, transformed into the visual language of a global industry. The pursuit of varied rock types normalized a nomadic existence. This image of a van parked against a mountain range illustrates the foundation of the community, a life organized entirely around seasonal migration. The explosion of indoor gyms, as seen in this crowded facility, removed the barriers of weather and geography. This allowed millions to experience the psychological intensity of the sport without leaving the city. Gyms successfully bottled the raw benefits of the mountains, proving the climbing identity could thrive in any environment. Modern gyms are now more than athletic facilities. They are social hubs. This image shows how climbing has integrated with our digital lives, serving as a space for both community building and physical exertion. The sport fosters unusually strong emotional bonds because participants must literally trust each other with their survival. This vulnerability accelerates human connection. In an age governed by algorithms, climbing remains brutally real. You cannot fake composure when suspended 50 feet above the ground. The tactile reality of the sport, the chalk, the friction, the breath, restores a direct engagement with the world. Climbing provides the framework for an authentic human reality.
For more content like this, like and subscribe to our channel.